Hi, I'm Brian Russell, and it's my privilege to be your professor this semester. This is NT IBS 510 Matthew, and this course meets as a hybrid form. So make sure you check the syllabus for the dates when we're going to be on campus in Orlando. The rest of the class runs from the very beginning of September 3rd, all the way through December 14th. So it's going to be critical that even though we're only going to be together for a few days in person, that you're going to need to check into the class every single week, and ideally maybe even a couple of times a week in case you need to ask a question or to participate in some way on one of our online forums. So please do log in regularly and stay engaged with the class. Let me also say this right at the beginning of the semester. We have severe tropical weather coming towards Florida as I'm even shooting this video, Hurricane Dorian, and we don't know what other storms may bring. So if you run into any problems this semester, whether it's this particular tropical system or another one, let me know as soon as possible. Or also if you run into any jams with the class, it's critical that you communicate with me early and often when you run into trouble so that I can help you, because my goal in this class is to facilitate a fantastic learning experience for you. It's a joy to be a professor. In fact, I sat in this very class on the Wilmore campus during my first semester at Asbury back in the fall of 1991. I had Dr. David Bauer, who's one of the co-authors of our main methodology textbook. And Dr. Bauer's class changed my life, and essentially it's probably why I'm your professor here. I've now been teaching inductive Bible study on the Orlando campus since 2000, but it all started in Dr. Bauer's classroom in 1991, and I've even said that that class was so impactful in my life that I would almost be willing to trade in my MDiv just to have taken the Matthew class. So I really hope to facilitate a fantastic experience for you. Now, make sure you have the syllabus out and take a look at the textbooks. Now, the most important text that we're going to be using is the Bible itself, because here at Asbury, we are going to teach you how to use secondary literature and tools. But one of the things that sets our inductive Bible study program apart from what you might learn at another seminary is that we're going to empower you and teach you and train you to read the text very closely with your own eyes and your own mind. And so it's critical that in a class like this that the main textbook actually is the Bible. So make sure you have a non-paraphrased English translation. If you're a bilingual person or even a trilingual person, I would encourage you also at times to make use of the Bible in the language that you'll be ministering in. So some of you may minister in Spanish or Creole or some other non-English language, so it is appropriate to use a translation from your primary language in this course. As far as English Bibles, you want to use, again, a non-paraphrased one. So again, you have a choice: NRSV, RSV, ESV, NASB. All of these are fine. You simply don't want to use a study Bible because you're going to be tempted to look at the notes. And ideally, you're going to use a Bible that has limited subheadings and stuff written into the text, because, again, those were all added by editors because we want to be as inductive as possible. Now, the other textbooks, and listen to this very carefully. Early in the semester, like within the first week, we're going to be reading one book in its entirety and a big chunk of a second one. And those two books, one's very thin, Bible Study That Works by David Thompson. Make sure that you read that text first because it's short, it's easy to understand, and it gives a big picture overview of inductive Bible study. And then we're going to be reading the first 278 pages of the Bauer Traina text, Inductive Bible Studies. Those are our main texts. Now, the Bauer Traina book is very dense. It's not easy to read, and you're going to be tempted to get down into the weeds. Read it quickly because you've already had the overview from the Thompson book. My videos and my in-person instruction will teach you step by step on how to do inductive Bible study. This initial week is simply to get a feel for what's coming. So read the Thompson book first and then quickly read through the Bauer-Traina book. You'll be referring back to that Bauer-Traina book essentially for the rest of your life because it's outstanding every time you read it over. But the first time you may find it to be overly complex and fairly baffling. The two other texts for this class are resources that we'll use in the weeks ahead, but not immediately. You have a commentary by France, the Gospel of Matthew, and the New International Commentary in the New Testament series. Excellent commentary. Make sure you have access to it because we are going to be using commentaries. And then the other text we have is the IVP background commentary in the New Testament written by Asbury's own Craig Keener, which goes verse by verse and gives some historical background. Now, in inductive Bible study, we're never going to start with commentaries, no matter how tempted you may be. We're always going to start with the biblical text itself, so just remember that. Now, let me just say a couple things about the class. This class is set up to empower you by the end of the semester to have essentially a general idea of what inductive Bible study is. If you're in the MDiv or the Master of Arts in Biblical Studies, you'll be taking a second IBS class that reviews the first class and then adds additional methodology. If you're in counseling or one of our other MAs that's not Bible or MDiv, you only have to take this one class. So by the end of the semester, you're going to be confident in your ability to ask good questions of the text, to do surveys, to make really good observations, and to begin to answer your questions that you ask of the text. And that's what we're going to be calling interpretation. So be patient with yourself. There's a method in the madness. This class, the way we teach it sort of step by step. And so it's vital that you focus on the steps and follow the instructions because this is kind of like the Karate Kid movies, whether you saw the original or the more recent one with Will Smith's son in it. You know the story. There's an older mentor that teaches a mentee karate in very unorthodox methods. Again, I'm old enough that I remember Mr. Miyagi and Daniel's son, and it was wax on, wax off, paint the fence, sand the floor, and all of those moves, though Danielson was being driven crazy because he wanted to learn karate moves, all of those hand movements actually trained him on how to learn karate. So this class is going to be very much the same way. We're going to teach you step by step, so just remember there's a process and a methodology that we're going to follow in this. Now, the second thing is this class has a second aim. The first aim is to teach you basic methodology and introduce you to applied hermeneutics. The second goal of this class is to introduce you to the theology of Matthew's gospel. The idea is that every student that comes into Asbury Theological Seminary gets to learn the content of either Matthew or Mark. So a lot of that's going to be my job. So I'm going to have supplementary lectures that will give you insights into the theology and the meaning of Matthean texts. You're going to do a lot of it on your own, but I will give you a little bit more than you're going to be asked to do during the classes, which leads to another important point. I'm going to show you what I do, but remember that doesn't mean A-level what I do. I don't expect you to be able to do exactly what I do. I'm going to give you a taste of what's possible. Your job in this class is essentially to ask really good questions, to be open to having whatever you've done with the Bible previously nuanced or shaped or in some ways even challenged, because a lot of times we just grow up reading commentaries. But you're going to be empowered to do it on your own, and if you so be open to learning, follow the instructions, ask questions whenever you find yourself confused or not sure what you need to do. Whenever you say I don't know what to do, log back in and start watching videos, because in this class I have a lot of videos that can help you. I slowly shoot videos depending on what kind of questions I've been getting, so I have quite a backlog of inductive Bible study videos, and if you have a question that I haven't shot a video for, I may well shoot a video this semester. So make sure you're logging in, make sure you actually watch the videos that I shoot. Again, you can do whatever you want because we're all adults here, but I do want you to know that I try to shoot fairly short videos. A couple of them are long, but most of them are 15 minutes and shorter, and many of them are even under 5 minutes if they're just answering a quick question. So those resources are there, and I'm trying to put my very best teaching in the videos. So when you're not on campus, again, we're only going to be together face to face for a few days. Those videos allow me to be wherever you are, whether you're watching on a phone, your computer, or whatever. So make use of the resources and carve out time in your life to give your best effort in this class. And I can pretty much guarantee you're going to be really happy where you end up. I invite you just to go on to the next videos that we have. I have some videos on how to learn, how to think about learning, and I also have some videos that are going to get you started in inductive Bible study. I'm Brian Russell. If you have any questions, you can post them in the forum. I'm here to serve. Again, I can meet with you individually as needed via Zoom or talk to you on the phone. So if you need an appointment, you're just going to need to reach out to me. The best way is via email, my direct email, brian.russell@Asbury Theological Seminary. Well, I look forward to receiving your excellent work that I know is going to be coming into me very soon. And I will see you in person very soon.